many of you have been. Well, but you guys are teenagers. Your most vigorous, energetic moments of your life. I mean, how would you develop such a diseases? Well, that is and oftentimes the society's response to teenage chronic pains and diseases. A serious problem that has always been overlooked by many adults and school authorities. It is a problem that requires immediate attention and recognition. So, 3 years ago, I came out of the barber shop. It was in a rather sunny Sunday, and as usual, I came back to school, I come back to dormitory. And one little friend was like, "You got a Mediterranean Sea on your back." I was like, "What?" So I took a photo of my back, and awkwardly, that's what happened. Okay, this also has some chronic problems that it needs to be solved. So that's what happened. And that was really awkward. And it marked the first sign of my symptom. But what really hit me the hardest is after coming back from COVID era, coming back from quarantine, heading to 11th grade IB diploma program, the most important year in the entire high school. I was excited, exhilarated, and fully determined. I made ambitious plans about my studies and activities. However, with increasingly frequent bone cracking and muscle tensions, I would sense that my body is gradually decaying. It came to a total collapse near the midterm exam. Having headaches, neck strains, muscle pains, and eye sores, I couldn't concentrate without using pain relief paste. Nor could I formulate any insight for myself. And I, for one who almost never sleep before 12 a.m., now couldn't function without getting to bed at 11 and sleeping 2 extra hours during the daytime. In the weekend, it was even more horrible. I would spend 20 out of 24 hours on bed, in which 2/3 of them were spent on sleeping. I turned glutinous, gaining 30 kilograms of weight in a single year. And oftentimes, I would imagine, how would I get to this day? But bodily conditions wasn't the worst part. Without fighting against my inner self, psychology was dictated by physiology. In refusal to accept my current capacities and turning to self-doubt and formed overwhelming anxieties. In many times, when I couldn't meet my own expectations, or finish my work notes, I had mental breakdowns. I wasn't simply able to move on. And I was at many times grateful to my friends. I was always feeling resentment toward the careless school system. Once I was in math lab, I was doing basic calculus problems. It sounds pretty nerdy, I know, but it gained a sudden sense of euphoria after getting all the practice questions correct. Because I simply wasn't able to do that for a really long time. However, a period from that, when me and my friends were going to the lunch, I literally yelled at my friends because they wanted to go out for the sun. I didn't want to. Sounds hilarious, but that's what happened. So, my mood was entirely dictated by my body conditions and was on a constant roller coaster. But luckily, that brought me closer to the great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy, as that was what he wrote in his diary. September 19, 1858, decided that one must up and work, and that's it. The next day, September 20, 1858, tired, didn't love, and didn't work. It wasn't just me. I had a friend who suffered from scoliosis for 5 years. For him, even the simplest task of weightlifting will create pain in his back. Another friend of mine, despite being academically the strongest in our entire grade level, reported that it is almost impossible to concentrate while experiencing the pain. In fact, a conservative measure shows that 20 to 35% of teenage adolescents are suffering from the same problem worldwide. Another study with 80 adolescents reported twice as high the anxiety score from a non-clinical group, and 70% of them had a depression level way above average. As for my case, multiple diagnoses didn't help me, and multiple treatments had minimal effect. I, as a teenager, had limited access to resources, was in a stage of objective helplessness. But one can always find subjective solutions to objective problems. So, I gradually turned into philosophy, psychotherapy, and found many stretch exercises online. I, as well as many others like me, became our own doctor. And for me, the most effective self-treatment is the psychological state of acceptance. Acceptance, as Canadian author and actor Michael J. Fox put it, is nowhere near resignation. Acceptance means bravery. It means to acknowledge your situation as the way it is, and then acknowledge your physical limits, and from there ask, so what? So I came to acknowledge that most frustrations of mine came not from my physical pain, but rather from grumbling about luck, blaming on other people, and remorsing about my own ineptitude. From there, I found it less frequent for my mood to change. Surely, acceptance isn't the antidote to everything, but it nevertheless provided a source of courage in a way of overcoming. And as Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung said, wisdom begins only when one takes things as they are. So it is a healthy attitude, when one can agree with the fact that they are. Only then can we thrive. Carl Jung. But to truly flourish in the arguably most important stage of one's life, external support is as important as internal strength. That means parental understanding, teachers' empathy, and school support to the full extent. Luckily, I got the former two. However, there are many others whose suffering are neglected and whose stories are not trusted. If luckily you happen to be beside one of them, please do not judge their characters, for that it is merely the characters of their disease, not the character of themselves. Do not let this unseen gap of understanding block them in achieving their highest potentials and live out a flourishing life like many others. Thank you.